Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to an exciting and everything and amazing Propagandacast with me, host and Pearl Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero of sight defender of the fatherland, of it a glorious one, the one own. You guess it is the road to Tunis. In the West it is. Give us Star is basically the best translation got on the name, so we just call them Star. Fighting here for America, freedom, democracy. Here with the first armed innovation in the East, it is Stephenn. Fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Here with the 10th Panzerdivision here. Straight into a Kettenkrad start. With this pioneer as well. There, of course, scouts here for the opponent. We also got armor here with assault engineers. So that's 5-man squad equipped with the M3 grease gun. As always, a big hearty thanks to my patron supporters who help keep the Propagandacast running with their hard-earned support and contributions. So, Kettenkrad here, followed with Grenadiers, bit delay there. No immediate choice of battle group here by Stephenn, compared to his opponent who is very eagerly into armor and what looks to be a lot of assault engineers. He's got to go in pretty aggressively. It's sort of like a different version of Pathfinders, but except like, you know, getting smoke, rough grenades and flares, you just get an extra guy with a grease gun. So, not bad, but, you know, not quite so disruptive in the early game. So, we're soldiering forwards there. The grease gun was basically the United States move to get a cheaper and more easy to produce submachine gun out than the Thompson, which was both heavy, expensive to make, and also took a lot of effort to make, and it also wasn't necessarily the most practical of submachine guns overall due to its weight, amongst other things, and actually high rate of fire. So they moved towards the M3 grease gun, which was overall much easier and cheaper to produce, and also much more controllable, to the point where they actually saw service through numerous wars, that I think was last used during Operation Desert Storm by tank crews. Up north, these teams make good progress with the Kettenkrad, the Grenadiers, the Pioneers. Second Grenadiers on the way here. Scouts up north here. Scouting ahead. Have they spotted the German army yet? In the south here, we got the Estonians just pushing forward for freedom and democracy. Will that be all? Nope, we got a 4th squad here and then a fast mechanized center upgrade there. Could be we're looking at an M16 half-track rush here from Mr. Star. Grenadiers bringing in here, heading off to the single Grenadier squad there. Shots fired here, scouts versus the Grenadiers here. Pioneers staying about Northern Point. We're going to send over the assault engineers here. Another squad converging here. Looks like they kind of forgot about the other 2 assault squads in the south. Could lay down some sandbags at the very least. So, sandbags in the center. Country southwards. We got an MG42 here for Stephenn. We got the short spot to the nearby building. Opening up the Grenadiers here with the grease guns. Laying down some pretty heavy fire there against the unfortunate hapless German infantrymen there. Sengel going to assist here. Suddenly this one is looking less swell there. But we of course got more moving from the other side. The whole Stevens positioning with that machine gun is currently looking a bit perilous. A bit exposed here in the face of full-on freedom and democracy. MG42 ready. Going in hard here. I do believe we're looking at a weapons support center here. Yes, indeed. So I would strongly expect the M16 half-track here any moment now. Or quad half-track. From Star here versus Stephenn. 10th Panzerdivision. 3rd Panzer Company falling a bit back in the face of this all-American assault here. From the 1st Armored Division's attached Assault Engineer Battalion. Then is pushing forwards here. Kettenkrad northwards. News being caught up with the M42 there, ripping through them with ease. Pioneers, for some reason, trenching this on units is definitely not the best move there for Stevens Pioneers and the continued welfare. And the assault is a very quick retreat there, unsurprisingly. Then use the assault engineers here, a lot of shooting there, a lot of pressuring. Then he's pushing forwards here. Kettenkrad northwards, so he's routed back. MG42 firing away here. A few shots there fired. So, quickly moving in here. MG42 covering the south. Clearly concerned about a potential flank here from the opponent. Considering all the assault engineers. Makes sense there. Go half-track on the way, and we can confirm it is the M16. Someone's going straight for the Grenadiers up north here. Scouts now moving, getting back into action here. And there go the Grenadiers. Jimson push back, unable to match the sheer firepower of these M3 grease gun wielding maniacs. Kettenkrad being repaired here, Stephenn, and the 10th Panzer showing here found himself a bit on the back foot here versus the Americans. This one's being fired at with the M42. And we also, I believe, seeing just more and more flamethrowers. And so obviously having a lot of soldiers with flamethrowers is great. We got the medical station there. And there you go, the M16 out. That is going to be a tough cookie here for Stephenn to crack in the early game, particularly since he's got no buildings, no counters. Oh, we got the Panzergrenadier Company. And there's a pretty rare start from Wehrmacht players that aren't me at the moment. Because most do very much prefer Jaegers. Because, again, fast Panzerix and the fast flak are basically one of your safer counters to a fast M16 like this one here. Kenkrat gets absolutely pulverized here by the 4/5 counter mounted. Sony's being ripped apart by the M42, which is sort of buying Stephenn a brief amount of time, but they got more Sony from the side. He just really aggressive attacks here from Star versus Stephenn. Absolutely going all in here. We do have the Panzergrenadier Company ready soon. I'm guessing he's going to go for a Pack 40 here, as that's obviously going to be the only thing get out of it at like any reasonable time that can stop this thing. Except maybe the gunner throwing up there, because good lord, just look at the way he's jerking back and forth there. Are you alright up there, Carl? Yeah, I'm okay. Anyways, straight to Mechanized, another rare side here from Wehrmacht players, in particular in the current meta game. So we got a pretty fast Pack 40 here into Mechanized, got the great package here. So Stephenn definitely going off the usual paths here. We got the Pioneers riffling down some Schützenmine, 42. Sonya's being supplied out by the Grenadiers. The Pack 40 is still a bit close. Quite a bit to go. We also got some Panzergrenadiers there. Thumbs up. Very nice, or sehr gut. Panzerabwehrkanone 40 out there. Relatively light for an anti-tank of this size. It was due to a little trick the Germans applied when making the gun shield. Most anti-tank and gun shields typically just had like a large slab of metal that was fairly thick. The Germans actually welded two thinner sheets of metal together with a bit of spacing in between, which roughly achieved the same effect, but while also keeping the anti-tank gun significantly lighter. Shoots and miss there due to the nearby rocks. Bit thinking about this map, these rocks can pretty much catch up most shots. There they go. Good shot from the Pack 40 here. Pushes the half, taking it down to half health, so just 2 shots. M16 is toast. So there you go, the Panzerabwehrkanone 40. But it's Norfolk Scout pushing in there as well. This does buy Stephenn a bit of relief here versus his opponent for now, though only a bit. Rest assured. Grenadiers are moving up. We got the Panzergrenadier 40 with the Sturmgewehr 44. Could also be in the MP43, which was the earlier version of the Sturmgewehr 44. And there's even the MKB42, a machine carbiner, which is the very early model of it. There's actually 2 versions of that one, by 2 different manufacturers. Anyways, Panzer pushing in against this one here. So it's close, caught in the opening, but the Panzergrenadiers, and they are pretty good, like, truthfully comes like close quarters and mid-range action with the Sturmgewehrs. Second Panzergrenadier squad here. This is getting very interesting here, and of course, we're using the Pack 40 to back it all up here. Big up Bazooka team ready, of course, expecting some kind of light vehicle out of his opponent, but Stephenn is clearly not doing that.
We are losing control of a sector.
Still, bit of a tough spot here for the Germans. All 3 extra point to control the Americans with the first armoured. Got these soldiers pushing forward into the Panzergrenadier here by the northern point. We'll have to see how much the opponent over makes use of the battle group here. So far, we're just seeing a lot of assault engineers. And there you go. Second Panzergrenadier squad ready here. You could also like take one of the Grenadier squads he's got and like transfer it out for more Panzergrenadiers. Mine goes off there, killing some assault engineers there. And looks like someone bit the dust quite aggressively. Season northern points and machine gun Pack 40 ready. Clearly expecting this to show us be the main point of contention from the opponents, keeping his support weapons here. And what is this? We got a 30 cal out there from Star and the 1st Armoured Division. Able Company. Got that quad moving forwards again. Forcing healing there. What will Stephenn go for next? Stokes, Nebelwerfers, more packs, half tracks. I mean, Stephenn is definitely not playing the Wehrmacht like most Wehrmacht players would, which is always interesting. Certainly opens up some discoveries there. We do get the 251.5 trigger from Stephenn. The Mittelrechten Panzerwagen. So it's caught the info 2 and the Grenadiers here. Quickly suppressed here. No mercy here from the MG42. Got the 30 cal there already. Hiding up here behind a bit of wall. Though apparently can't quite actually shoot because it's pointing into it. 251 half-track almost done here. Pioneers may want to get off the mine. And they're going to calling down mine. See? Oh, sandbags, not mines. So there you go. Mittlerer Schützenpanzerwagenart here. Can be up with either an ambulance here or a Stummel. I think he's going to go for the Stummel, though I would be very surprised if he did pleasantly. He could, of course, just use his regular to reinforce there. He could also, of course, upgrade it to heal as well. Finish the south with the scouts there. So what will Stephenn do? We shall find out. He can, of course, also use to hold around the Pack 40 too. 30 cal on the move, he moves straight to the opener. Pretty risky. There we go. Gets caught by the punch. Going to see it by the road. That's going to retreat in the south. Going to be engaged with this one. Oh, scouts actually. That is not a assumption they've got the half track nearby. Pack 40. He could hold that down here southwards for the half track. Get it fast. Having it punch catch from the assault engineers, or are the assault engineers catching them? Goodbye, Delandung. Right to the middle. Good God. There we go. That was quite the explosion. Could have been much worse here than for Star and the assault engineers. Got gunnies moving to the north here. Panzers not moving to support here. We got the Pack 40 there, backed up with the half track. And then the pump grenade is there. Perhaps he's trying to reinforce. There we go. Another bomb grenade off. Not just a regular grenade. The Stielhandgranate. South here. Grenades routed by the scouts and the M16, which is now pushing northwards here. Pack 40 though. Can't quickly set up to deal with that. Relatively quickly, anyways. There you go. M16 staying relatively well out of the range of the Pack 40 here. Punch there being routing the assault engineers here. Half track there. Oh, getting upgrade to the ambulance after all. Could also just not upgrade it, but I guess he wanted the healing too, so I'll wait. There we go. Back here, not much else going on. For now, at least. Could go for the Stug D assault group. He'd also go for the Achtrad. Quickly laying down a lot of barbed wire for the Grenadiers. So, did anyone remember the gloves? Nein, good, Jürgen. Now you know why everyone has to lay down the barbed wire without gloves. Idiot. So, they got 30 cal with the zombies moving in there. Punch moving up as well. Ambulance providing support here, but not gloves. This one's going to flank around here. Stephenn center. Leading in hard here. M16, their veterans who won. Assault's holding them 42 here. Grenadiers routed. Mines being laid down here. Looks like he's mining up quite a bit here around this northern compound. Not a bad idea at all, obviously. Pack shoots. Excellent shot the half track. Close to veterans who won already. Of course, one thing Stephenn could consider would be actually going for the officer quarters here. Like he's got 4 units from the Panzergrenadier Company, all of which would benefit from it. Like the half-track would just, get its rapid reinforcement, which is, quite frankly, when you think about it, really, really good. Fun ability.
Ability unlocked.
But also, like, would make the Panzergrenadiers just veterans up faster. The pack would also veterans up faster, so there's a lot of benefits to it. But by the way, we got an Achtrad out here for Stephenn. Meanwhile, they're the opponent and the first domination team at the pressure here. Do we have any tech? Yes, we do get the tank depot, and we got a Sherman on the way here for the Americans. Which Stephenn will have to hold back with a single Pack 40. I would not be surprised if that becomes the second Pack 40, or maybe a Stug. But there you go. Got the M16 front here. That's a great kill for Stephenn. Quite a blow here to the opponent. Got the ambulancing southwards here, backed up with the Achtrad. Like he's planning fresh set of fortifications here. In the center, got the Panthers moving up here. And these are this one needs to stay up north. Victory point falling to the Americans. A lot of sort of just action across the map here. But the opponent now definitely struggling here. There's the Achtrad here lacking any significant concentration on tank firepower, except that bazooka team, which is all the way in the other end of the map. But there goes Sherman on the move here. That's going to be a problem here for Stephenn with just one Pack 40, as mentioned before. The Achtrad and the half-track could deploy smoke. Oh, the half-track armored car could deploy smoke, not the medical half-track. Sherman on the move here. I would not be surprised if we end up getting the 7.6mm Sherman upgrade here for the opponent. It did get nerfed in terms of anti-tank performance, but, it's still a pretty good bonus to penetration. Mines down here. Again, Stephenn just working on fortifications here. Panzers the assault units in the center, destroying the Achtrad here. Pack 40 the returns the favor. Veterans one achieved. Guessing no officer quarters here. He might just be planning to go straight for the Panzer Company and some Panzers. 250 points left here. I mean, the opponent has really been hitting opponent at the start of this. And Stephenn is striking for victory points here quite aggressively. Shoots and glances as opposed to hit side armor of the Armoured. That's fairly lucky there for Stephenn. Fairly lucky, showing southwards. Not much here for the opponent. We got a 30 cal more.
Enemy has claimed our territory for their own.
Did he lose the other one? I guess he did. Oh no, man, it's here. That's going to be 2 30 cals then. Interesting choice here.
Territory sector lost.
I would have figured like maybe starting to go for some infantry maybe. Or at least some more soldieers, but looks like the opponent's decided he wants more 30 cals. Machine being moved forward here. We got the Pack 40 backed up in the ambulance. And up north here we got the Armoured striking at isolated and unsupported assault units. The bazooka team clearly figuring it's someone else's business. Hey Bob, yeah, I think that armored car is shooting at our guys. Someone else's problem. We've got the bazookas. Look, someone else's problem. Okay. Panzer Company and a second Pack 40 for Stephenn. So, definitely not your common Wehrmacht metagame at the moment, at least for one wants to go for double packs here. Stephenn, though, I would say is fairly leveraging well here so far. I think the opponent with all these support weapons would benefit a lot from some mortars. Good shot there. Mine's going off north here. 30 cal, the range ranger losing Bobo. And there you go. The bazooka team there now getting punished for not supporting the other guys. Are getting absolutely ripped apart here. But the Panzers and the Grenadiers could actually have the bazooka there picked up by the Germans, if they can be asked to do so. Pack the corner bad spot here, and there you go, he's charging in there. 76 machine ready here, assault grenadiers doing what they can. Ambulance, I think a high priority target here for him. If you can get rid of that, be a big win there for start. Someone's flanked down there, we got 200 points left, we got... What's that, artillery? I don't know, all the way there though. Ambulance is down. Sherman narrowly surviving the encounter with the second Pack 40 pack crew there. Absolutely burned to a crisp. Quite a few losses here for Stephenn. They might be able to get these soldiers wiped out. That would certainly help compensate a bit. Though not enough. And there we go. We got the self-repair ability activated here just for a single Sherman. Obviously, I mean, considering its state, it does make a ton of sense here for the opponent to do so, but it is still nonetheless worth noting. No additional tanks yet here. Up north, they've got the Grenadiers Panzers pushing northwards here, flanking around the north side here. 30 cals around the center, repositioning, and we got them being caught by the Info 2 and the Armoured. Sherman this lane fixed up. Panzer Company can soon go for a Panther for Stephenn. The lines are being swiftly redrawn here between the two armies. Stephenn moves forwards once more here with his Armoured. It's a tip of the spear. Far up north here, Grenadiers and whoops, Panzer Grenadiers, they're busy. Packs repositioning once more. Keeping them close to the machine gun here. Far south here, we got the Panzer catching scouts here. Mine goes off on the Sherman tank here. Just after all the time we spent repairing it, hits a mine. Bad luck there for Star and the 1st Armored Division. Trying to fix it up here. And we got machine gun here. Not looking great though for the MD4 trap. No, the 30 cal start the building. No matter how much more veterans it has. There you go. It's on use hard work fixing up the Sherman. We got a mortar from Stephenn. Opponent may not be going for artillery, but Stephenn, of course, appreciates the value of a good Granatenwerfer. Yes, sir. Panzer down. We'll watch it. 30 cal sitting out here. Another Sherman there. That's going to get a bit spicy here for Stephenn. 2 76 Shermans will be quite the challenge. I feel like you remember to upgrade them with, say, improvised. Well, not improvised on maps, not here, but, you know. Starflight, the survival package for smoke could be a bit of a problem there for Stephenn. No Panther 4 yet. Could be he's planning at Panthers. That could very well be. Northeast Sherman forwards.
Victory point lost.
Pioneer spotted round at Sherman forwards here, securing the southern compound here. Mortar fire force on the 30 cal there. Problem, we've got the Panthers with this on units here. Caught in a pretty bad spot here. This Dust Forces men Stephen's Panzer going to need to withdraw. And there we go. Panther on the way here. In the south centre here. We got here. Start moving forwards here. Assault and Sherman rushing forwards here for freedom and rocks. And there we go. We got Search and Destroy here. It's a full and armoured assault here. Going straight past the packs here. Mortar corner bar spot here. They're being pummeled by 76mm armour piercing shells here. Looking pretty bad. And the pack crew is also suffering here from the 50 cal. There's the 30 cal amount on the Shermans. Hard to tell here. 50 cal. There you go. One pack crew down. A huge blow here to Stephen's second pack crew. Utterly eviscerated. If you were to destroy them right now, that would be put Stephenn in a really, really bad place. I mean, he could run off with a mortar as well. This would be overall very horrid here for Stephenn. And there goes Antarect Pack 40s up north here. Troops securing points here. Panther 4 has arrived to support the 10th Panzer Division here. But, yeah, pack down here. And looks like the second pack is going to be destroyed. Stephenn is replacing them there. Certainly showing how much he values them. So that's 2 packs gone. Mortar there again. Could be destroyed. Could be seized. Panther being routed by the Shermans here. Panther for the McFort. Catch the machine gun crew here. On the flank. That was a hell of a blow here from Star. Stephenn has been left reeling. That is a lot of manpower. There's like 520 manpower gone. And one of the Shermans is actually 2 steadily moving towards Veterancy 3. That is extra bad news for Stephenn. There you go. The fresh pack, though, does not miss a beat. Opens up here. Mortar being nabbed here by the Americans. Can the Assault Engineers make off with a haul? I'm going to use this as a coffee table. Where's the rest of the table? Ah, you make a good point, sir. Panther force the 30 cal there. Stephenn goes for spotting scopes, the mechanized assault ability, and the Vesper. Oh my, there was someone actually asking for the Vesper, but let's see actually goes for it. Currently, I don't think there's going to be much need for it, but I'm kind of surprised I went for all this all of a sudden rather than the Panther. Oh well, does provide a lot of utility as well there, no mistake. Packs firing away the shot bounce off the Sherman. And we got a 3rd Sherman out here for Star. This is starting to get quite uncomfortable for Stephenn. He's already suffered quite a bit, and the opponent just keeps piling on those tanks. The only thing I'd say that's really working out for Stephenn at the moment is his opponent's not like also going hard like on infantry support all these Shermans. Like a bunch of barred up riflemen could be right now an absolute headache here. Well, you know, maybe going for EC8s. That could maybe like also be, you know, a quite fantastic problem there for Stephenn to have to deal with. Another pack 40, he's clearly aware of the threat of the Shermans. So yeah, we're getting the packs flexed fairly aggressively this match compared to like most other games I find. Pack moving forwards. Sherman's running forwards here. Rather bumpy road there. Well, mines, I mean, really consistent mining here from Stephenn, by the way. 2 thumbs up. He has really been mining a lot, and I do think it's providing a lot of use here. But there you go. Another session destroyed. Their opponent's going hard in against Stephenn, but he's got 2 packs ready here. They've recently split out, but the problem is there's not a lot here to catch up the Shermans. Not with their blades again at heart. The Panther Force getting absolutely pummeled. Sherman there is almost already free here. Rushing through the Panther Force. Nearly survives the packs. They've caught a pretty bad spot. One turning around here. Panthers keeping the infantry to support here. Could actually lose sight of them. Could allow the Panthers to wipe them. Shermans there just unleashing hell here upon Stephenn's unfortunate gun pack crews. Getting a bit lucky with it. There go one Sherman with the damaged engine. Pack crew wiped again. He's driving in the heavily damaged Sherman to the base, allowing his Stephenn's Panther to take it out here. Freedom strikes hard here. Stephenn, though, he's taking a beating. Pack crew recruit here. Mortar firing down death here. Sherman knocked out at the entrance to Stephenn's base. Star, though, keeps up the offensive. Freedom, democracy, liberty, but his insulting years are being turned into target practice by MG-42 gun crews. And another Sherman combusts here, leaving Star here with just 1 Sherman to deal with all of this. That was definitely not the best assault. I think if he dropped some smoke from that mortar, I think it'd make it much harder here for Stephenn to coordinate a more successful defense, or had he researched smoke with the Shermans, that could also help. So that was pretty close there. Like, Cat, you know, he had some of those elements. That could have been GG there for Stephenn, but thankfully for Stephenn, the opponent, I think, was riding a bit too high in the previous assault and underestimated Stephenn's tenacity and ability to go for more anti-tank guns. My God, Bob, they went for more anti-tank guns. Goddamn Nazis. So that was definitely a good engagement of Stephenn. I think brought him some most needed respite here as the opponent. South Panzer's caught with the 30 cal there, closing in a better 2 on that one pretty steadily.
The ability is ready.
Panther being hauled back. Another Panther for Stephenn. Got some mortifier going off there. Sherman being rapidly repaired here. Very, very close to the ace level. 25 kills, 3 kills. Vehicle kills there. Another Panther 4 there for Stephenn. Halfway done, roughly. Well, one further way done. MD42 is actually getting pretty close to actually 3 itself. It's pretty handy. In the south here, we got the 30 cal they're working through here. Stephenn's unfortunate Grenadiers. What will Star do next? Will they try and go for EC8? Will they go for more Shermans of the regular kind? What will they do in the face of Stephenn's rapacious tactics? Germans playing southwards here, looking to hit Stephenn's flank again. I mean, that's actually something worth knowing about the opponents. They've been pretty good, like, just trying to outmove Stephenn here. There you go, Packfinder Sherman, which is now ace level. Penetrating it from the Panzer IV Sherman, though, on the other end with its shot. There you go, that one through. In the center, we got the Storms catching the Grenadiers, caught with the Grenadiers here. And he's caught with the Assault Engineers all the way. That's 2 flamethrower squads. Not great news there. Mortar firing down Death, the machine gun crew almost taken out here. And there's a fresh Sherman out here. Clearly, no EC8s for that guy. So we got the 2 Panzers ready for Stephenn. Using the building here for cover. Going in pretty hard here. And note the way he's keeping the pack forward is clear. So it might be he's actually using the Panther Force in part here as bait, hoping to entice his opponent to flank up behind them and then rush straight into the pack forward. You see a pretty devious trap set out there by Stephenn. Big 2 points while so Stephenn is still a fair bit behind, but he is slowly trying to close the gap between the two here. Of course, at this point, he may also want to consider like some officer quarters to help you know, level up his Panther Force faster. I think that could be a very good investment here for Stephenn. There's Veteran G2. A Sherman there needs some repairs. North he got the Panther to deal with the Assault use by the northern vector point here. Pinwheel machine gun almost done. There we go. Pioneers being hammered. Assault gun being fired out by the Panther 4 here. Got those punch moving to respond here. At this point, the Assault Engineers is starting to run some issues. I mean, sure, when finding the Grenadiers can still work, but as the Panther Grenadiers, the Assault Engineers kind of run into a bit of a brick wall. In the south here, got the EC striking up Grenadiers here, getting Panther Fausted. Panther 4 and Pax engaging the American tank crew there a bit on their own. Definitely need to be careful there about keeping them a bit too exposed. Panther 4 holding back. Second Sherman, the ace one here, strikes out the Panther Grenadier, but it is still fairly dinged up. Stephenn, meanwhile, marches slowly towards here the Panther. And he could go for the Vesper, but I don't think there's really much of a deep need for it at the moment, considering how Starmer is playing here. And there you go, great shot from the east, or 76 from Sherman on the Panther 4. That shot bounced. Very fortunate for Stephenn's Panther 4. Far up north, he can use the Assault Engineers. And he is narrowly pulled through there. And that's Hellcat here. M18 Hellcat here from the opponent. Wants something a bit more punchy versus the Panzers.
Initiating countdown.
Using Mechanized Assault here to repair the tanks. Also boosts up any units near the tanks. So, I mean, it's a pretty good ability. and hold down. He's clearly hoping the opponents are going to attack head on, at which point he could probably just rip him apart here in a torrent of gunfire. Far south here, 30 cal, without routing a German center at the point. Hellcat setting out. Swiftly moving southwards there.
What needs to be done?
Seeming they were really expecting an assault, but here we go. We can see the opponent, of course, is not going to play into that. Thumbs up there. Where is he? Or perhaps he's using this as bait to keep Stephenn's eyes on the center here to allow the southern flanks to maybe go off better here. Mortar nearby. I mean, he could deploy flares to like assist with this. Also, Stephenn could, of course, go for the ambush camouflage here. Yeah, it looks like he's setting up for something. He is definitely setting up for something. Question is, how does he intend to do it? And of course, if it's too long, it gives Stephenn more time to react and figure out something's up. So, yeah. Looks like... Yeah, he's starting to move the stuff in the south here, the tank and the tank destroyer. This one's moving forwards in as we got the EC8 moving in. We do have minesweepers to help deal with Stephenn's mines. Thumbs up there, going the south, going these punch caught up with the 30 cal. Tank destroyed, tank remaining in position. Panther Force being slowly drawn out of their positions. Looks like Stephenn getting a bit reckless here. He's starting to maybe take the opponent's bait, but there you go. The minesweepers just go up. That's actually a bit painful there. That's going to make it hard for him to spot, you know, Stephenn's mine. So that's a good kill for Stephenn. Bring in the final ship, the other ship to join up with the other two tanks and tank destroyers. Panther Force packs responding to this, but it's slightly breaking up his Stephenn's formation, and he could not risk being attacked from the north. Is he popping a flare from the mortar because the Gnadenwerfer has flares? There we go. Panther Force diving in. Here we got search and destroy here. Smoke being deployed. Got the Hellcat charging in, the EC8 falling, oh, the Sherman falling back, they're not an EC8. I don't know why I keep calling EC8, that's a mistake by me, big one. But there you go, search and destroy there. Hellcat, Sherman, they're running forwards. One Panther Force down here, second Panther Force part got up in flames as well here. Oh, Hellcat went up in flames, got the Sherman Force here. Explosions going off here. Pack's about to get wiped out, his team can't go for the Panther, they does call it in here. 7-6 for Sherman there is ripping through here, Stephenn's forces. Like a cat through a mouse farm. And there we go. Machine gun wiped. His Sherman goes up in flames. Turret sent flying. There's the munitions are cooked off. Pack cruise, machine gun cruiser getting wiped. He just an absolute brutal engagement. Now we got Stephenn here with the Panther arriving to try and turn the tide further in service of Deutschland. Gun is being sent in. Sherman there knocked out. Absolutely catastrophic losses here. And we got another Sherman ready. So many Shermans. Panther dying forwards here for Deutschland. Shoots. Already close to veterans you want here.
Grenadiers have been mustered for battle.
Sherman shoots. Misses.
We have vehicles ready to
The
be
best of the best just got better. Third cavalry from the Panther in the center here. Mortar crew wiped here by the Panther. Excellent kill there already. Then Sherman causing a bit of issue here though. Panther disengaging. For very obvious reasons. No point in over risking it here.
The enemy has only
Sitting up there, Sonny's just walked straight past the Panther and say grab the Pack 40 here. Sonny's the Grenadiers, they're low on health. Grenade off, but that is quickly dodged there. Could also grab the MU-42, that's trying to make things a bit more complicated for Stephenn. South, Punt's going to be pushing forward with others moving up on the flank here, looking to grab more terrain here from the opponent. In the center, the freshly sent on the Grenadiers got utterly eviscerated here by Star. No mercy there. 30 cal, they're using the wreckage of the Panther 4 to hold any advance there from Stephenn. Will he grab that MU-42 or will he leave it? Looks like he's going to leave it.
report. The Allies have only 200 points.
Less than 200 points left for the opponent here as Stephenn keeps up the fight for the fatherland. 30 cal, we got the Pack 40 there ready. For some reason the gun is camouflage, but part of the crew isn't. That's a bit weird. Guess there's something back there. And we got, what is this? A machine gun banking up across the center here from Stephenn. Now, that's definitely unexpected. It is very unexpected. War gun easy for Stephenn. Honestly, I would recommend Panzer gun these maybe, or I don't know, even some Starstorm. And it could be values them for the merge, the Pandacaster, all that sort of stuff there, but there might be need to look into some other stuff there. Machine can still be seized here by the opponent by Star. Panther being fixed up. Got 150 to 154.
Grenadiers assembled.
Machine gun bunker is almost upgraded here for Stephenn. There we go. Machine gun bunker is fully upgraded. We got the Panther flying up behind the Sherman here. Pack not ready for that. Going straight for the Sherman. Down it goes. Good shot from the Panther with the side armor. The Panther, while it has strong frontal armor, its side armor is noticeably weaker. So it's in trouble with the machine gun bunker and the Panther news. They've got a 30 cal suppressing those in return, so they're not having a great time either and cannot advance on the point without support. But there you got Panther's flank around here, catching the Pack 40 here, and even the 30 cal then a bit of bad spot here. Like you could use the Mechanized assault, get close, chuck a grenade, carve on it with the Grenadiers here. Northern Victor 140 to the Americans to the 1st Armored Division as the 10th Panzer Division launches a counterattack to grab Northern points back here. Pack wiped once more. Soldiers ripping to the Grenadiers ace level. They've been doing fairly well for themselves. Not amazingly, but you know, fairly well. Still not bothering with that MD-42 here. And the opponent is going for a motor pool at this point. The only reason I can imagine they'd go for a motor pool now is to go for anti-tank guns. South, they've even got an Achrad out here for Stephenn to, I imagine, shoot at infantry, deal with harassers, but also just grab points here thanks to the raid package. So, yeah, this match is definitely taking some interesting twists and turns here. We've got the Pack 40 left out in the open in the sand. Panther versus the machine gun. And does he grab the infantry? Yes, it does. In fact, with the Panzergrenadier. 30 catches bring up. We're going to grab, I think, that Pack 40 back in. Turn it on Stephenn once more. Yup, we are getting anti-tankers on the way there for Star. Perhaps having seen how much use the Pack 40 has been against for Stephenn, he figures, you know, maybe some anti-tanks will help against the Panther and other armor here that Stephenn is tossing at him. They want to put back the MB-40 for some reinforcements and some healing. The crew is not exactly in the best of states. Northern point they're seized. Yeah, the Panzer's been doing fairly well over Stephenn so far. We get 27 kills on one and 22 on the other. Honey's being shot at, Pack 40 holding 40, and we got the M1 anti-tank as well here. One shot goes through the other bouncers. Penetrating hit there. Straight in the machine gun bunker here. You don't really see a lot of machine gun bunkers in 1v1 either. That's for sure. Another bounce here. You'll have the way the shot bounce off armor this time around. Something forwards. Achrad coming in there. Got the Achrad moving up, something forwards here. Bunker being shot at. Panther there, veterans. One of very close to veteran 2. There we go, grenade Sophie, killing through chaps inside the building. And there you go, ace level Panzer's 30 cal, they're being pushed down to them, something with the Panther here. Not they're really doing anything. The Panther, though, is dealing quite well with them. We go for Vesper here, maybe to help deal with the anti-tank guns. That wouldn't be a half bad choice here for Stephenn. Bit of artillery. Arclight in hot pursuit here. Panther a bit dinged up, but pushing forward nonetheless. Stephenn is fearless. Good shot from the Hellcat on there. Arclight here's got one there. Panther pushing forwards. Entertain trying to catch the Arclight here, but this allowed the Panther to get behind. There you go. Schwerer Panzerspielwagen kaputt. Entertain cruiser taking heavy loss from the Panther. They're now suppressed in return. There's absolute chaos here. The Panther is heavily damaged. Almost got the Pack 40 in there. Go. Hellcat shoots but misses. Tons of sand are being kicked up. There's smoke being deployed here, adding only to the visibility problems here for the cruiser, I imagine. Almost got the Panther here. Pack 40 turning around, but a bit slow here. Good try. Oh, never mind. Doesn't matter. Hellcat takes out the Panther. Steam can replace that Panther pretty fast. Punch with their routed.
Panther tank is ready to serve.
There we go. Panther ready. Got one to see the crewed. Norfolk got guns moving forwards. Punch pushing forwards. Got that pack crew wiped again, but straight into the 30 cal. They are once more swiftly repressed as another wave of soldiers moving forwards here from Star in the south here. He's back to 5 squads actually. Like he's really relying hard on them here versus his opponent. That's dedication. Pack recruit here, and he's been pushed back with the Sun Gears. 10 points left here, though. Not looking great for the opponent. Stephenn is holding the line here. Panther is taking some hits, but he's tracking off a good amount of hits as well here. Still has to recruit the other guys to take them as a start. Grenades off here. Engineers taking a few hits, but nothing significant. Pack keeps blasting away there at the Panther, causing a fair amount of damage here to Siemens Panzerkampfwagen 5. The fighting here for the center is absolutely intense here. They got the Panzers counter-attacking here. 37 kills to the name. Definitely Iron Cross, second class worthy. Panther accidentally shoots them. So the Americans. Oh, could see an Assault squad wipe. There we go. But bomb grenades and cooldowns are careful up with the grenade there on the 30 cal crew. We got 126 to 3 points here. Opponent is valiantly holding on to 3 points here. Stephenn could try and rush the southern point here, actually. I suppose you also just go for the Visp and just start blasting all these support weapons. Could also theoretically go for Needle Alpha, but that required the support elements, so would make more sense at this stage, I think, for Vesper. Or you could just go for more Panthers. That works too. Shot bounce off the Panther frontal armor. That did not bounce, and nor did that. Panther is down to half health here. Close ranges, the line maintains a better chance to penetrate there. Southern point that makes east for the Germans, northern point we grab with the Americans. We've got 3 points left. Team moving on the centre as well here. Panzer there going for the assault. Pushes forwards here for Deutschland. Assault is about to get wiped out here. Panther knocked out again. Woof. That was pretty lucky there for the opponent, pretty lucky for Stephenn. Could have popped the Mechanized assault. I think that'd been fine. There you go, anti-tank crews ripped apart here. All 3 victory points are now neutral, but that is clearly not going to last for much longer, as there we go, got 1 secured here. And there we go, GG, game over, in case it decides to pop me out of the match. So, quite a fierce back and forth fight here between Stephenn and Star here on the road to Tunis. Some interesting choice here for Stephenn. I think it does to a degree highlight the ancient Engines can be, you know, quite good if you know how to set them up. I think people have gotten a bit too used from coming to just move about and just use them however you want it, but they do quite, I think, a bit more set or maybe a bit more support this time around. But, you know, in the right hands can still be quite threatening tool to deal with armor. Opponent, I mean, had a good strong start, but I feel like, you know, his strategy kind of ran out a bit of air in tactics. I think he could have brought in some more mortars. I think that helped a lot here versus Stephenn's current strategy there. Or, you know, maybe some rifling with BARs would have been helpful. There's definitely some choice there to have been considered by the opponent. But still, some really intense tank push. You see some fierce clashes and some really nice moments. So I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. You can also donate on PayPal or by Patreon. Links in the description. Or if you haven't bought the game, do something in the comments using the code CoH3. This is Imperial Links. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.